Yes, it is Friday. Yes, you are not tripping. You are listening to a new episode of the Build Your Vision podcast. For those who have been listening to the show for a while, you guys remember a while back, I was releasing episodes every Friday, calling them 5-Minute Fridays. Well, I'm getting back on that trip because I have so much to offer for you guys and I can't fit it into just a single episode. They'll be way too long. So I'm releasing 2 a week again for Friday. But I'm not calling it 5-Minute Friday anymore because people were clowning me for having it not actually be 5 minutes. That wasn't the point, but nonetheless. And some other podcasters have kind of hopped on my train, you know what I'm saying, with the 5-Minute Fridays. They're calling it 5-Minute Fridays on their podcast. And, I'm trying to be original, even though I probably wasn't the first one to come up with it. But I'm trying to stray away from the norm. So here we are. I'm renaming the 5-Minute Friday episodes into something that I have not really decided yet. Maybe Focus Friday. I'm leaning toward. If you have an idea for what the Friday episode should be called, DM me on Instagram at clee.davis and I'll look into that. I want to use this week's episode to really break down what Build Your Vision is. You could have been listening to the show for a long time, or this could be your first time listening to the show, but I don't know if I've done a really good job of clarifying what Build Your Vision is and why I'm doing this podcast. Build Your Vision is a company that I'm in the process of launching and building, and it's here to help others achieve what they've always wanted to be. Whether we've consciously realized it or not, we all have a vision of what we want our life to look like. We have all said to ourselves before, if I could just do this for the rest of my life, I wish I could do what he or she does. I've always wanted to do that, but I just don't have the time, or I don't have the money, or I don't have the resources or the connections. We all have a vision of how we want to live and serve the world we live in. But more often than not, that vision stays a distant dream. Now, what I've discovered through years of analysis and market research and experiences in life is that life is actually quite simple, but also quite complicated at the same time. Okay, here's the easy part. Life can quite simply be broken down by Maslow's hierarchy of needs. The hierarchy of needs is just a psychological theory of the 5 levels of human motivation. The first tier is purely physiological: food, shelter, sleep, reproduction, the basic needs that we need as humans to survive. The second tier is a need for safety. That means having resources, property, money, a sense of security, your health. The third tier is love and belonging. This is pretty much an emotional need: family, friends, intimacy. The fourth tier is self-esteem. This consists of respect, status, self-esteem, recognition, and freedom. These are mostly psychological needs. And the last and final tier is self-actualization. And we can just break this down into pretty much happiness and satisfaction. Basically becoming the best you that you can be. Everything that we do in life, everything revolves around these 5 needs. Okay, so here's the more complicated part. It's hard to get past the freaking first 2 levels of needs. To make it even more simple, we'll just call these your physical and financial needs. Life is like a video game. Each level is more fun and enjoyable and entertaining, but each level is harder and harder to attain. Now I'm going somewhere with this. Trust me, just hold on. Okay, so here's the trend I'm noticing. Fortunately, we live in a time where acquiring the first 2 levels is quite doable and quite sustainable. But society has us so caught up in passing level 2 that when we get to level 3, we don't know what to do. We often get comfortable, we settle, we just log into our game system and play the same dang level over and over and over again, completely blocking out all the other features that the game of life has to offer. Oh, I just hit my light. We don't even realize that the game has so much more to offer. Do you hear how crazy that sounds? That's like winning a game of basketball, making it all the way to the championship and saying, nah, bro, I'm good. I don't want to lose. So we forfeit. The thing is, this is quite common. We say things like, if I had what they had, I need to establish myself first. I don't have the money. I need connections. And we look on social media and glorify all the people who have attained level 4 and 5, all the while feeling sorry about ourselves and our shortcomings. The only difference between you and them is that they took matters into their own hands and started building the vision that they have for their lives from where they were at. Well, most of them. The Kardashians, the Trumps, some others, they didn't have much of a choice. All right. Okay, so I know you're like, okay, woo, good job, Cleavon. Thanks for the rah-rah, the motivational speech. That was nice. But deciding to just do things doesn't bring real results. I get it. I know. I understand. You can listen to all the Tony Robbins speeches, all the Eric Thomas speeches you want. That doesn't change anything. Trust me, I get that. I've said the very exact same thing. You want stuff that you can apply today and practice tomorrow. That's why I'm here, baby. That's why I created the Build Your Vision company and the Build Your Vision podcast. To help you chip away at your goals, take steps toward freedom and happiness, and ultimately turn that vision you have in your head into a reality. Now, hold up. Notice the name is Build Your Vision, not Achieve Your Vision or Succeed Your Vision. This is a process I'm going through as well. By no means will I ever tell you that I have all the answers, but I do know how to build and how to progress. I have been through and I am going through the same process that you are going through. So I know a lot of the struggles and the challenges you're facing intimately, and I'm here to help. That's what Build Your Vision is. That's what this podcast is all about. That pretty much wraps it up. I hope this helps you get a better glimpse and understanding of what we're doing here at BYV, Build Your Vision, and the mission and vision that we have going into the future. And I hope you decide to come along on the journey. I'm excited to be back with the Friday episodes, excited to get into some relevant topics on both platforms, both the podcast and on YouTube. That's all for today. I'll talk to you guys again on Tuesday with another interview and special guest. And this one's a little bit different type of guest, so I think you'll enjoy it. But until then, keep building your vision every day. Peace. I know I made that sound. That the sound you can make.